Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Brian with you from TheGameCommon, and we are playing some more Civilization 6. We're watching some more AI battles. So, I know the last episode I talked about potentially doing like EU4, or I think I also mentioned maybe Civ 5. I kind of got like a mixed reaction from you guys, and then I was even thinking about later. I was like, you know what would be cool? We could even do like a Stellaris AI battle. So, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do another Civ 6 series. This one's going to be probably another 5, 6, 7 episodes, so probably another week worth of content, and then after that I am going to let you guys decide. So in the description for this YouTube video there should be a link to a straw poll. That link then will give you the option to vote for what particular series you would like to see next. Would you like us to do a Civ 5 one, which I'll have to spend some time figuring out? Would you like us to do EU4? We could do Crusader Kings 2, I think that has an observe mode. We also could do a Stellaris one, which I think might be interesting, or we could do more Civ 6. So there'll be a couple options there. There's also probably going to be a I don't care option. So if you don't care, please vote for that. So today, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be doing, well, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a modded series where we were basically going to use a whole bunch of modded civs and pit them against each other. Issue is I kept getting the game basically telling me that it wasn't going to work. I don't know. There's just certain mods, civs just won't work with the AI autoplay. So instead, we're going to be doing an Asia version. I do have the, let's see, map size. I do have East Asia. The problem is, I don't know if this is going to be as fair. You know what? We do have it. How many civs? Yeah, but it's not going to let me include my modded civs. So, yeah, because of that, we're just going to do a straight-up regular Pangea map. We're once again going to do quick game speed. We're going to do 300 turns again, and then we're doing 10 city-states, 10 civs. So we have the normal Indonesia, India, Japan, Khmer. I did Russia, China, Korea, and then I also did Mongolia. I think Mongolia technically is Asia. The other one that I could have included, but I wasn't 100% on that, is we could have also potentially included Tamaris and Scythia, but I think they were more Western Russia, right? I don't know. I didn't do any research. And then modded civs, we have Malaysia over here. We also have Indonesia. So between these two, these 10 civs, we're going to see who is going to come out on top. So I'm going to hit start game. Sean Bean's going to talk for a minute, and I'll cut the video to when he's done. Oh, here's our random seed and our map random seed. So if you particularly enjoy this map and want to do it yourself, there you go. So we'll be back in 1 sec. All right, Sean Bean's done. Let's go. So, let's turn off the auto camera. There we go. We are playing as Indonesia once again, but Indonesia is not going to be in such a crappy start location. Actually, it seems like a pretty strong start location. She's got Philippines right next to her. Then we have this huge eastern little island over here, and no one is on it except Babylon. So, we'll have to see if anyone expands in that direction. We also have a southern kind of island down there that's not really doing much of anything. Mongolia is to the south. I'm hoping Mongolia can actually put in a good game here. We have yet to see Mongolia in any of these AI series do anything except get knocked out early. So we'll see if they can last. Russia's smack dab in the middle. We got China to their north. Geneva is to their northwest. And then Khmer is over here on the west side. And they have quite a bit of territory to themselves. They only have to compete with Malaysia down here. Malaysia's colors are exactly the same as America's. So that's going to throw me potentially once or twice. But we'll see. Then down to the west side is pretty wide open. We got Yerevan, we got Toronto, and there's nothing else over here. So we'll have to see if Malaysia or Japan can take advantage of that. And then Japan and India are fairly close to each other, but they got a desert in the middle. And then Korea's down south central all by themselves. So Japan, I think, initially kind of has the best location for me. They also are immediately hitting the barbarians that are on their borders. So they're not going to have to worry about barbarians early on either. I don't see them fighting India. Remember, we're playing Gandhi, by the way, but I don't see those two guys really going at each other just because they have such a huge desert in the middle. I think both India and Japan are probably going to settle away from the desert. That would be my assumption, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. Korea is immediately being overrun. They have barbarians to their south, which are about to charge in and kill them. And then they're over here to the east fighting, so that's rather interesting. Hey, Mongolia's about to throw down its second town. Unfortunately, they are moving towards barbarians, which could be a problem, but we shall see. Anyone else have a second settler yet? Not that I can see. There's a lot of barbarian encampments, though. We also have some knights going up here fighting, horsemen rather, and horse archers fighting some Genevas, so. Mongolia did get its second town down, so congratulations on that. Korea got their second settler out. Unfortunately, they are still completely surrounded by barbarians. Japan is also about to throw down their second city, and it looks like they just decided to make a liar out of me, and they're going to the northeast. So thank you, Japan. Thank you, Japan. Oh, also Japan is going hard against Toronto very early on. They have 3 warriors and a slinger, which should be enough to take over Toronto. We'll see, but I think if they could grab Toronto, Japan's going to jump out to a very early lead. To their north, we have Malaysia. They still don't have a settler down. Khmer also is missing their first settler. China does have a settler, so their second town is incoming. Russia, man, dude. Their freaking culture gain, like their tile gain is ridiculous. Like, look how big Russia, St. Petersburg is compared to everyone else. Indonesia is putting their second city down. Nice. And Philippines still have not put down their second city, but they are about to take out that encampment, so good for them. So right now, I think Mongolia's probably in first place, although if Japan ends up grabbing Toronto, I think Japan is in first place. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to be able to take it here. So there you go. So Japan now has 3 cities. Awesome. I've also never seen Japan do well. I think Japan's a little underpowered in Civ 6, so we'll see if, if they can actually pull something out. Mongolia does have a third settler incoming, so they're trying to go down to the southeast. But there are some barbarians down there. Also, Vilnius is down that way. Russia's finally getting its second city out. China's at 2 cities. Khmer still is at 1 city. What are you doing, Khmer? Seriously, what are you doing? Malaysia got their second city down, so okay, we're good there. Japan is about to throw down city number 4. So Japan's definitely going to be in first place. India, as well, only has 1 city. And they don't have a second settler yet, so I don't know what they're doing. It almost looks like they may have been fighting a war with Korea, but I doubt it. I think they're just at low HP because of the barbarians. Mongolia has 3 cities and quite a few warriors as well. And it looks like they're actually going to make a play towards Vilnius. So this is a 2-legged race right now between Mongolia and Japan. So not what I would expect. That's definitely not my early guess. No. Indonesia is working on a city-state, so they're going to try grabbing that. China is also trying to take a city-state too, so a lot of these city-states are going down pretty early on. I'm being FaceTime, but I can't answer that call right now, so sorry. Malaysia still only has 2 cities, and then they have a bunch of warriors just running around randomly, so I'm not entirely sure what their goal is right now. We still do have Hong Kong and Yerevan, both smack dab in the middle. So I will be intrigued to see if whether Japan's going to come make a play on one of these cities or someone else is going to try grabbing one of these cities. India's still, no, they're about to put down their second city, but they're a little late on this. Korea as well, only 2 cities right now. So Mongolia still sitting down with 2, and it looks like they didn't declare war on Vilnius, so they decided to change their mind. Indonesia was successful in conquering the city-state next to them. China also, I guess, decided not to take their city-state. Maybe because they have all these barbarians right on their tail. I don't know. But they do have a third settler up, so we'll see if they can get their third city down. Russia is at 2 cities right now. And Zanzibar's right there. I mean, I'm wondering if Zanzibar is going to last, or if maybe like Russia or India is going to go conquer it here pretty quick. Not entirely sure. Japan now has 4 cities, and they are moving closer to India. Whatever. They also seem to be doing some religious game here as well, because they do have a religion, also a missionary. So anyone else has a religion? Malaysia does not have a religion. India does not have a religion. China does not have a religion. Khmer does not have a religion. Russia doesn't have a religion. Mongolia does not have a religion. Indonesia does not have a religion. So, yeah, no, they're the first ones with a religion. Yeah, Indonesia's in a pretty decent spot. Sorry. Yeah, Indonesia's in a pretty decent spot if they can start expanding eastward, especially if they can come up here and take Bandar, which they are currently fighting, it looks like. Japan declared war on India. All right. Philippines, on the other hand, are kind of in a crappy situation because Mongolia is being very aggressive, as is Indonesia. And they're getting quickly swallowed up, and their space is running out fairly quickly. So Japan declared war on India, and I don't think they're going to be able to take it. India does have 3 archers right here. So this is kind of unfortunate if you're rooting for Japan, because what's going to most likely happen is they're going to lose a lot of their troops. That's going to set them back, and everyone else is going to kind of catch up to them, and it's going to take a little bit for them to get their momentum going again. So that's rather unfortunate. China has quite a large army as well. Khmer has a large army too. Unfortunately, their capital is being overrun by barbarians, and their troops are kind of out of position for that. Philippines are still hanging out. Not much is happening down there. And same thing with Mongolia. They just have their 3 cities. It looks like they're actually going for Vilnius now. Yep, there you go. So they are trying to take on Vilnius. I think they have I think they might have enough. It's going to be close. Oh, no, they do have a 4th settler. So they could take a quick lead here if they are successful in their conquer. Korea still only has 3 towns. And, yeah, there goes the Japan invasion. Yeah, look, just too many archers right now for India. Yeah, poor Japan, man. See, I wish they would have instead used their forces maybe on Yerevan, although Yerevan has a pretty strong army here as well. What I'd love to see Japan doing is kind of start filling in the space, and they have all of this northwest territory that's really open to be taken. Now, do we see any wonders, any, like, natural wonders? Quick glance, I didn't really see any natural wonders. This is just an oasis, right? Yeah, it's just an oasis. Is there a way to, like, turn off? Oh, no, you got one over here. What is this one? This one gives faith. Mount Romera? Okay. Anyone on the coast? Not that I can see. And what is this? This is, like, uranium. Okay. Yeah, I don't see any on the coast. I don't know what the actual spawn rate is on natural wonders. I don't think I ever figured it out. Like, every time you play a standard map, there's, like, 3 natural wonders or something. Like, I don't know how it works. Never really paid much attention. So Indonesia is getting close to taking Bandar. Bandar, right? Or Bandai? Bandar. They should have taken it here in just a turn. So Indonesia will actually have 5 cities. And what's kind of crazy about this is that's the Civ we're playing as. And they're usually really weak. Whoever we're playing as is usually pretty weak. The other nice thing about this is they have a lot of coastal cities, a lot of coastal tiles, which is really good for Indonesia. I figured they were going to be a little weaker in this playthrough, or in this autoplay, just because they don't have as many coast tiles, so they can't build their kapungs. But no, they look like they're going to be strong anyways. So Malaysia, Khmer are fighting. Khmer is definitely going to be able to take on Malaysia here. Malaysia just has no troops. They only have 1 freaking spearman, so we could see an early exit here from Malaysia. There goes one of our modded civs. Japan did put up another city, so now they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They actually put up 2 more cities, because I don't think they had Toronto last time we looked. Korea is only at 3 cities still. India is only at 3 cities still. Russia still also is at 3, but they are going to put down number 4 soon. China had the 4th city, but they ended up getting it flipped. So they're trying to take it back right now, but Khmer could be, pounce. But Khmer is still pushing over here on Malaysia, so it's probably good for China because they're going to be able to take their city back. Indonesia's at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rather. Philippines are at 2. And Mongolia are at 4. Now, Vilnius is still hanging out. So I don't know if Vilnius and Mongolia ever fought, or if Mongolia decided to second-guess themselves and decide not to go for it. Korea did build the Great Pyramids, so they're going to get extra builds now, right, out of their builders, if I remember correctly. I always think of Civ 5. Civ 5 pyramids were my favorite, where it gave you, like, 2 builders, I think it was. So Indonesia declared war on the Philippines. Man, Indonesia's freaking, like, warmongering right now. And I actually think they're going to have a pretty easy time at this. We'll see. They do have the chariots, which are nice. Malaysia only has 2 archers, and one of them is completely exposed. Actually, they have 3, but the 3rd one's out of play. Man, I don't know. I think Indonesia ran out of troops. Yeah, it looks like they ran out of troops here. There goes another archer. So now it looks like Indonesia is going to survive. So Philippines are going to survive. And so now Indonesia took the same route as Japan, where they overexerted themselves, and now they're going to be a little bit behind the 8-ball. Ooh, okay. So India is now moving in on Japan, which is interesting. They have quite a few archers here, but Japan does have, well, I don't know. Japan does have Yerevan on their side, so that's actually helpful to them as well. I think Japan can fight this off. I don't think that they're going to lose Yokohama. Tokyo should be pretty safe as well. Khmer, it looks like they pieced out Malaysia, so they took one of Malaysia's towns. The other Malaysian towns are still fine. Up to the north, China is sitting here with 3 towns, and they ended up losing their town to, yeah, Khmer ended up ninjaing it from them. So, yeah, sucks. That sucks. Russia now has 4 towns, and they have a ton of space. What's interesting is they were very slow in their settlers, but they probably have one of the biggest empires right now just because of how quickly their cities grow. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Mongolia, and Mongolia has now officially done what we've seen Mongolia do time and time again. They're starting to fall behind after an early lead. I don't know, like, they start off so strong in the first, like, 20 turns, 30 turns, and then they just, like, stop. So, Malaysia, or rather, Philippines did end up knocking back Indonesia's army, but I don't think they're going to be able to conquer anything. Way to the north, we have barbarians. My gosh, we have barbarians. And Mongolia just declared war on Russia. Okay. And here's Mongolia part 3.0. So if you're Mongolia, this is what you have to do. You have to start off extremely strong, get the second city down really, really quickly, have a large army when everyone else has a pretty small army, declare war on someone, don't take any territory, fall behind, don't build any additional cities, have a small army, then declare war on an extremely strong neighbor of yours, get your butt kicked, and then start losing towns when other neighbors declare war on you. So we're on step like 3 of 5, and this is where they start losing troops here. So Korea's kind of down by themselves. They're just hanging out, planting cities. Everything seems okay over here. Japan did fight off the India invaders. So, however, Japan has now swordsmen and freaking archers. They have a barbarian invasion incoming. Khmer and Malaysia are peaceful with each other as of now. I wonder if China might declare war here on Russia. If Russia's losing a bunch of troops down here to Mongolia, that is a potential for them. Actually, looks like Mongolia took St. Petersburg, and they actually now just took Kazan. What? Hey, what are you doing, Mongolia? This isn't the plan. This isn't what you do. You don't conquer, you fail at conquering. They also have full loyalty on both of these towns. So they must be in a golden age or a normal age. Indonesia looks like they're fighting China right now. I don't know if that's true. We should put a quick pause here. India finished a wonder. Looks Hanging Gardens is what it looks like. What are you doing? They also can get a settler here really easily. And they have knights. What are you doing, Mongolia? You're winning. What? What are you doing? I'm so confused. Okay, so let's look at score victory. Unmet players in first place. Who have we not met? There's 2 different players. One is going to be Malaysia. Yeah, one would be Malaysia. Who would be the other one? Japan. Yeah, so Japan's currently in first place. Indonesia's in second. Korea's in third. Gandhi's in fourth. Genghis is way the heck down here, even though they did just conquer 2 territories. Yeah, they just conquered 2 freaking territories from Russia. Their empire has to be larger than anyone else, I would think, right? Empire's 86. Okay, so technically Indonesia and Japan both have a larger empire. Why else would they be leaving? Wonder. Chip stuck in my throat. Air score 46. I don't know. Let's look at the ages. Okay, Mongolia's in a golden age right now. So, actually a heroic age, technically. So, they got a little bit of time to expand. My concern is they're going to exert themselves too much, and they might start losing some of these towns. What's nice is they took over St. Petersburg, so both of these Russian towns are small in comparison. Russia's also in a normal age, and then I don't know about Japan and Malaysia, but they might be in a dark age. They could also just be in a normal age. We don't really know for sure yet. So we'll go for a few more turns, and then we'll put a pause in. So we maybe could have done more than 300 turns. We are going with a quick speed, so Yeah, I kind of forgot we're not playing as large of a map, so, or at least with as many civs, so we could have gone a little slower. Russia just basically marched their settler in there to be taken, so okay. I actually feel like Novigrad, I think like Mongolia could completely wipe out Russia here, if it is possible, if they want to. Now, if I was Russia, I would almost burn down Smolensk, however you pronounce it. I would burn that one down. Just because I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to it. I mean, it is flipping right now, but I imagine China's putting a lot of pressure on it too. So we'll see who it flips to. Novigrad, though, is at full pressure. So, dude, I am shocked right now. If only Mongolia was putting down some settlers right now, they would be in a really good spot. Indonesia is expanding. They have another settler up. Same thing with Philippines. So, but we're running out of space over here, so we'll have to see what happens over here. Malaysia didn't start expanding westward. Khmer's in an interesting spot. They have a lot of towns down, but they're not really connected all that well. So, India now has a very, very unified center. They also got the Great Library. They knocked that one out, too, that wonder. And then a couple stepwells just kind of spread around. Japan down here does have a pretty large army and a pretty large territory, so I can see why they're in first place. They also have a lighthouse. I thought that was a great lighthouse, and they're about to put another city down, yeah. Japan has a lot of room to grow. I think Japan's probably in the best location, or at least in the best position. Malaysia also was in a very good position. Their downside was they had Khmer right next to them, who decided to be very aggressive. Korea wasn't as strong of a place because they had desert to their north, desert to their east, tundra to their south. So they just didn't have a lot of room to grow. Mongolia... well, Smolensk actually ended up flipping, and Mongolia is holding on to it. But there's no way that, yeah, that town's going to flip, so that was a bit of a waste. Now, it looks like they pieced out Russia. Yeah, I think they did end up piecing out Russia. Because most of their troops are now down to the southeast. Indonesia is facing a little bit of a barbarian issue over here on their east coast. And I think they might be fighting China. It appears as if they are fighting China right now, because China has quite a few troops over there. Now, China declared war on Indonesia. Oh, there you go. Never mind. China moved the entirety of 2 archers and 1 warrior to declare this war. Probably not the best, use of their time, but all right. Well, we're going to wrap this episode up here. So, yeah, I probably should have done more than 300 turns because this might only be like a 4 or 5 episode series. But hey, I guess that's okay because that means whatever you guys pick will be our next series. So, if you guys enjoyed the series, drop a like, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know any suggestions you guys have. And remember, you can hit the subscribe button. It does wonders for my channel. Helps out a lot. Also, too, check out the straw poll. Dude, I hit stop. What the freaking heck, game? Remember, I hit the straw poll too, so go fill that out. Let me know what you want to see next. So, Japan's still in first place. India's actually in second now. Go figure. Guitarja's in third, and then Korea's in fourth. And somehow Genghis is still way down here in fifth. But it's a pretty close field right now. So, I'll see you guys next episode. Later.